Welcome everybody to YouTube 64, where we're going to talk about how YouTube wants you to make the same freaking video over and over and over and over and over again. You guys get the point, right? You're going to be watching some awesome Cruisin' USA gameplay in the background because this is one of my earliest memories of the N64. And of course we're going to go automatic, guys. Who the heck picks manual on a freaking console game? Like, unless you're in an arcade and I have a real shifter stick, like what are we doing here? And of course, I never pick this one or this one. It's always this slick silver car or this red beast. But anyway, guys, we are going to talk about YouTube and how it rewards you to be as non-creative as possible. Creatives really suffer here with the YouTube game because you got people who want to start channels with, many topics in mind. You might have somebody who enjoys video games and comics and action figures and Pokemon cards and fitness, right? But that, if you try to start a channel and put all that content on the same channel, you're cooked. You are cooked. Nowadays, you have to create channels with a specific, niche in mind and stick to that niche. But what I'm going to talk about today goes even a little bit farther than that. I'm talking about these recent channels that I've seen pop up where people are literally making the same video over. Oh my goodness. So I just went, that always shocks me when I go head on to another car. But so a video that talks about the same exact thing over and over again. And I've seen this recently on my homepage, right? When it comes to guys making videos talking about women and how dating sucks and how women suck in 2026 and how everything is doomed. And, a lot of this doomer content. Or I saw a channel that literally makes this same video every time. You guys ready for the title? It's something like, people are just not the same anymore as they used to be, and why everybody's different now in 2026, and how everything has changed. Yeah, okay, we get it, right? But this person usually literally makes the same video over and over and over again, and he's growing at a very rapid rate because YouTube rewards this. This is crazy to me. And I know, this topic is so nuanced, right? Because you might be saying, well, that's smart, right? You want to just do the same thing over and over and over again and grow in your niche very, very fast. This is how YouTube is going to reward you. This is how you're going to have the epic growth, right? And while that can be true, there's pros and cons to it, right? A pro is, yes, you might grow fast because YouTube is circulating your videos to audiences that liked your previous videos. But guess what? If you have got nothing new to say, and if it literally is the same message over and over again, your audience is going to get tired of you very, very fast. Now, new audiences might be, this might help in YouTube spreading your video to new audiences. And if that's the case, then yeah, it's a good strategy. But your kind of your core base, right? Your audience that already listens to you, your subscribers, your dedicated, notified subscribers are going to get tired and be like, why am I going to click on this video? It's the same thing. He's saying the same thing over and over again. So you're going to lose your your current base. So I don't know. In my opinion, it is not a sustainable way to grow. I think that if you're not, evolving, then people are eventually going to get tired of that content and move on. Whenever YouTube decides to stop showing it to new subscribers, because that has happened in the past, right? You'll get these channels who had this, they'll do this method, right? They'll put out video after video after video, and it's literally the same video, and they'll grow super fast, and they'll be like, hell yeah, I'm killing it, right? And then YouTube will do something funky, right? Whether that's start suppressing them, or that maybe they did a boo-boo, right? A no-no in YouTube's eyes. And YouTube will stop showing that video to new audiences, and it will only show it to their current audience, right? Sometimes YouTube does some fuckery like this. And it's usually, don't ask me why they do it, but when a channel gets to a certain age, they're like, okay, well, this person, like, people are just not vibing with this content anymore, and so they won't show it outside of the current base. Now you tell me, if your video, if you've grown your channel on the same exact thing, and your channel and your videos are now only being shown to your current base, they're going to get tired of it. They're going to see the video and be like, why am I even going to watch this? He's going to say the same thing over again. And that's going to not lead to longevity for your channel. Now, like I said, this is a double-edged sword, because yes, you can grow your audience super fast by doing this. And maybe, that's the smart thing. Maybe you want to leverage it into something else. Let's say, okay, you put out videos about how life is terrible in 2026, or how everyone is doomed, and, how dating sucks in 2026, and how it's impossible to get a girlfriend. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to grow this massive fan base, maybe get to 50,000 subs or whatever. And then I'm going to eventually filter them into something else I want to do. That's a scenario that could play out. You could possibly have that as a strategy, but what are you going to filter those people into? Okay, let's be realistic. Let's say your passion is actually talking about video games, right? Or I don't know. It could be anything. It could be like, okay, actually talking about fitness. Or let's say you have a new change on life, right? And you're like, actually, the world is not cooked. Actually, I actually do want to try and improve myself and go on this road of self-improvement. How many of those current, that base that you built that are all doomer and are like, oh, it's over, it's so over. How many of those people do you think you're actually going to filter onto your new venture? I would say you're not going to get a large percentage that carry over in terms of you wanting to actually switch it up. So it really depends on where you want to go in the future. I have seen this work. So for example, let me tell you about a success story where it does actually work. Let's say you're a gaming YouTuber or some type of commentary content creator, right? And you develop a fan base based on your personality, and people love you for, the way you speak, the way your videos. And let's say, okay, and you tell them like, hey, guess what, guys? And you kind of want to lead them into a place that's not super outside of the niche, but like that's kind of adjacent to your niche. So let's say, for example, you grow a large following talking about movies, right? And then you want to start up another channel talking about just gaming, right? You will get, people who love your videos and love your content. There's kind of a big overlap there. Wait, what's going on here? Of course I want to continue. Why would I say no? So yeah, you can filter them out. The people that love the movie content are going to love the content about video games, right? And so you'll get a big overlap. So it does work in terms of certain creators. But like I said, it is a risk. And I don't think it's like, it's very rare that happens, guys. Unless you have a big, larger than life personality, people are not going to follow you to your next thing unless it's like adjacent to what they already are kind of interested in, right? Someone who follows you for dating advice, life advice, is not going to go follow your cooking recipe channel. You know what I mean? Unless they like really, really like you. And that's, like I said, that's super rare. But anyway, so where does that leave us, right? Where does that leave everybody who's doing this right now? They're going to find out the hard way that, yes, you can put out video after video after video of the same thing. And yes, you can grow kind of a following, but you better find out how to capitalize on that. You better find out how to monetize that outside of YouTube, whether that's, selling courses or starting another community outside of YouTube, like a school community or whatever. Discord, paid Discord, I don't know, because that money is not going to be there forever. Those people are eventually going to grow out of your content or grow out of you, listening to you say the same message over and over again. So what am I going to recommend? Like, what is the whole point of this video? I actually want to kind of compare it in a macro sense, guys, like in terms of celebrities, right? What do you want to be known for? Okay. Like, you have some celebrities and some musicians that are known for one thing. And why do you think I labeled the thumbnail One Trick Pony, right? Because that's how I feel a lot of these creators are. They're one trick ponies. But is being a one trick pony a bad thing? That's another question for another video, right? Like, look at Eiffel 65, dating myself, but that was the first CD I ever owned. They sang the popular song Blue. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da. You guys know what song I'm talking about. But anyway, you can consider them a one-trick pony. But guess what? They're rich. Guess what? They're still famous. Guess what? They still probably are pretty wealthy and making tons of money off of that, of the royalties of that one-trick pony hit song. So it's not necessarily, always bad to be a one-trick pony, but then you get people who despise their one-trick poniness. And I'm talking about like some of the actors who go to comic conventions, right? There's a very famous actor who played Spock in the Star Trek show that literally hates that people only know him for Star Trek, right? You're that one guy in that one thing. And it's even crazier today, guys, online, right? When it comes to people being known for one thing, like the Backpack Kid, right? Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys might not. But he literally got famous, went viral for doing like a floss dance or whatever. And now he was only known as the Backpack Kid, the one thing. He tried to do a bunch of different other stuff. He tried to branch out, but people only cared about him in that one fleeting. What place am I gonna get here? Okay, wait a second. I gotta pass all these people up. But yeah, I guess it really comes down to how comfortable are you to be called a one-trick pony, and are you gonna be creatively satisfied with that, or is it gonna suck your soul, or is it gonna ruin your soul to just have to get up and, oh my God, hold on. This is a very crucial moment in this race, guys. And I'm cooked, I think. But anyway, yeah, when I talk about YouTube, guys, I'm not all about the money. It's not all about, success, fame, it's all about your soul too. Oh, let's go. You guys witnessed that in real time. What a clutch. I clutched the shit out of that right there. Can I get some props in the comments for that, please? I need some external validation because I locked in. I leaned forward in my seat and I locked the hell in. But anyway, I know a lot of people, do you guys really want to start YouTube for the money, or do you guys are you genuinely interested in doing something you love for the rest of your life, right? And that is a question a lot of YouTubers have to ponder, amongst themselves. Like, do I want to dread doing YouTube? Do I literally want to act like it is a job, or do I want to turn something that I'm super passionate about, a hobby or whatever, into something I can tolerate long term into a career? Because I'm telling you what, guys, I don't care what people try to gaslight and tell you about jobs. Nobody loves their job. Nobody loves working a job. You're literally there to gain enough money so that you can buy your freedom and your time. Okay. Nobody loves working a freaking job. And yeah, that's just the facts of life. People can cope and seethe and say, I love what I do, but whatever. If you could literally be anywhere else in the world, you would choose to be anywhere else in the world. So I guess the question of the video, do you want to be one of these creators who have to make the same video over and over again to satisfy the algorithm and to grow a fan base? And what I'm trying to tell you is that in the long run, I don't believe this model is sustainable. I don't believe, even though your YouTube rewards it right now with the algorithm, circling your videos, in terms of people who watched your most, your recent video and liked it, it's going to feed them a video who it thinks that is going to get you to stay on platform for as long as possible. It's designed to do that. But I'll tell you right now, I do not, and I can't in my soul make the same video over and over again. I just can't do it. Even on this channel, YouTube 64, you're going to get a variety of topics, right? It's going to be kind of YouTube centered, YouTube focused. You're going to get some, I hate that YouTube does this. You're going to get some, YouTube tips and tricks and strategies that I, might give you guys in terms of hacking some growth and the more meta aspects of growing on YouTube. But, I'm not going to, like, for example, my first video says why you need to start a YouTube channel in 2020, whatever, or why you need to start a YouTube channel before it's too late. I'm not going to make 10 to 15 to 20 videos about why you need to start a YouTube channel now, or why you need to start a YouTube channel. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'd actually hate my life if I did that. But what you should be doing and what's smart to do is to stick to niche adjacent. Yeah. Be niche adjacent, right? Like, there are tons of topics I can pull from here when it comes to YouTube and growing on YouTube. And even, talking about my life and my experiences and even this game, Cruis'n USA. I won't just talk about it now. I first got this game. Actually, no, I didn't get this game. I played this game at a cousin's house. She had the N64, and this was one of the only games she had. It was either this or she had a Sega Genesis that had the Lion King, which I could not even get past the stupid second level where you have to duck and jump riding those ostriches. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But so this was at her house, and everything about this game is freaking relaxing and cozy. The fact that you can just pick it up and just drive, right? Not a lot of, you don't really gotta put too many brain cells to play this game. It's a relaxing kind of playthrough, and it's really good actually. I thought it would be wonky with the N64 joystick, but if you learn how to navigate it, it's a pretty cool game. And the music, I wish I would have played the music, but all my videos are gonna have just commentary and no music to them, because I don't want YouTube randomly coming at me 10 years later and giving me a copyright claim like, oh, we decided that we don't actually want to let you monetize videos with video game music in it, because YouTube can do whatever it wants, right? So I'm trying to play it as safe as possible, because I'm thinking long-term, guys. I'm thinking evergreen. I'm thinking long-term strategy here when it comes to this channel. I want these videos to live on forever, right? So everyone, I swear, everyone decides they want to text me as soon as I hit record. It's just the way the world works. It's the way the universe works. Anyway, so guys, the title of this video, YouTube wants you to make the same video over and over and over again and be a slave to the algorithm and eat your soul and devour your soul, little by little from the inside out. It's up to you to decide. Do you want to do that? Or do you want to find a niche where you can be creative in and really let that creativity flow? And I would say to you guys is don't get caught up in that. I would suggest to not do that method and that strategy. Yeah, you might get some early rapid growth, and I don't know, you might have a great plan to filter those people out into something else later, but it's not sustainable. I've seen channels come and go, and once those people, usually, because YouTube was giving out their video to people outside of their current audience, once that stopped, they're like, oh my God, I'm being suppressed. And a lot of times they are being suppressed, right? But what can I do about it? Can't do nothing about it besides try and start a new channel, a fresh channel, or do whatever they can to break through this, suppression, and they start to get depressed because they're putting out the same videos that they know will, that their audience does love and usually kind of broke containment and worked in the past. Ooh, just first place left and right over here. But yeah, those videos that they're putting out, they're no longer performing as they usually do, and that's when they start to panic. That's when you start to see a lot of YouTubers come out with videos titled "My channel is under attack" and "YouTube is suppressing me," and YouTube is unsubscribing people from my channel, and all this stuff. You don't want to be there, guys. You don't want to be there. So I would suggest, if you're going to start a YouTube channel under a certain niche, that you have to have a plan in terms of creating channel adjacent content, right? You really have to have a strategy. You need to go into your YouTube channel and be like, okay, is this a channel that's going to have longevity? Is this channel something to where it's not just a flash in the pan trendy thing to do right now, right? That it's going to actually last. And if it isn't, am I going to be able to filter these people and this audience into something that I want to do in the future? Or is, my passions too far away from each other that I have to start? Well, obviously I would start a completely new channel, right? If you started your channel talking about women and dating and then you want to start talking about fitness, then yes, you should start a new channel and filter people that way. But you guys know what I'm saying. I'm making this video as kind of like a warning, guys, before you start YouTube and before you go down this path, just make sure you're fulfilled creatively. I do not want you guys to lose your souls into YouTube. That's one of the saddest things I've seen, is when you see the light and the spark and the shine of YouTubers' eyes go out, right? Because they started this, this venture and this, journey with, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, what do they call it? You guys know what I'm talking about. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed thoughts of how YouTube is, and they're going to let all their creativity flow. And then at a point, however so many years or months or whatever, that spark slowly fades away when they realize, oh, wow, this is literally just a business. I don't want to be doing this. I hate this. I don't even like talking about this topic anymore, but I have to because I have to survive, right? That is literally one of the saddest things that I've seen happen to creators, and I don't want that had to happen to me, and I don't want that to happen to you. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you guys enjoyed it, stick around. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content. And, if you want to learn about YouTube and everything about how to maybe eventually grow and thrive and grow a channel while watching some very awesome Nintendo 64 gameplay in the background, then stick around, subscribe, but most importantly, leave a comment down below and join the discussion. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.